Hello YouTube, this will be the much anticipated mechanism video for my LEGO Ultimate Pinball Machine, and this is a 2-layer pinball machine. So in case you haven't seen the original video, you can see the flippers work, and there's actually flippers below the glass there, which is easier to see straight down. And it also plays with gobstoppers dispensed in this machine here. So if you haven't seen the original video, you want to see functionality of it, then you can check that out, and I'll get into the design and aspects of it. But here I'm just going to show you the mechanism and how it works. So let's get to it. The first portion of the machine I'm going to go over is the actual candy machine, and this dispenses your gobstoppers, which you use to play the game. So as you know, the gobstoppers in this top part of the machine are loaded through here, and this is the storage area where they are lined in threes, so that way they will load cleanly. So they'll load 3 at a time into this rack here, and I'll show you that dispensing in a sec. And then the coin slot here is just a simple coin slot where the coins are guided through the bricks to fall into the actual coin mechanism here. So as you can see in the machine, here's the coin area, the mechanism, which is independent of the actual candy dispenser. And so I'll show you guys these working in conjunction with each other. So the first portion of the coin mechanism is the coin rejection. So here's a penny, and as you can see, it's simply, if it's guided properly, it will fall into the coin slot like that. And it's simply too small to actually achieve getting any candy, so it will be rejected. And the idea is that the coin will stop high enough to hit this blue bar here, and that's what allows you to get candy. So, as you can see, when I put in an actual nickel, like so, it gets stuck. And so this allows you to push the candy back, and so that will load your gobstoppers in, like so. And then when you pull back, so you can see this independent thing, when you pull back, there'll be a wall here, and it will guide the gobstoppers down. So there are your gobstoppers, and then you will play the game. This loads down into the plunging system. And yeah, so that's how the candy machine portion works. The last part is where the nickels went. They actually fell below the machine, and that's because there's a hole down here. So the coins, there's no coin bank in the machine. And that's because the coins actually fall, if you saw in the original video, into the owner's bank. So that hole down here, I'll show you where that goes later on in the video. The next part of the machine I want to go over is the actual plunging mechanism. So as you can see here, this is the whole part where the plunger functions. And so this is what transitions the balls from the candy machine, the gobstopper machine, to the actual pinball machine. So they were launched through here and then into the game. So there's actually 2 channels. The upper channel, which they fall from the machine down into the plunger, and then when you pull the plunger back, the gobstopper will actually fall and then into a lower level, which it will launch into the game. So the lower level you can see is underneath the upper channel. So first I'll go over the ball divider. So this one allows you to release just as many balls as you want. The plunger will launch pretty much as many as you put down there, so up to 2 I've tested. I'm not sure about 3. But if you actually release this here, you pull this, push and pull this lever, you can release just 1 gobstopper down into the bottom thing. As you can see, that fell through the upper chamber. If you look closely, if you watch the ball, it will actually launch through the lower chamber. I put clear bricks here for design aspects. Another way into the plunger, before I forget, since there's 2 ways, this way you can hit the gobstoppers back up here through these spinners, and they will go into the plunger. That way you can have a second chance, relaunch the ball. And then the gobstopper could also go through this way. This is the main way out, so that's why there's ramps here to guide the ball into the game. So I'll go ahead and pull the axle back. You can see it launching. This is just an axle powered by a rubber band. I removed a brick here so you can see that. So when I release that, if you watch the channel, it goes into the game. So that's pretty much all there is to it. I'm going to go ahead and release the other gobstopper. You saw it fall through the top channel. Now you can watch it go through the bottom. And then it could also go through here. Go through here and here into the channel again. So that's all there is to the plunger. So now I'm going to go over the key portion of the machine, this whole area here, so including the flippers, the 2 layers of flippers, how that works, and the losing holes, and also the winning hole, so how all of this stuff works. So if you pay close attention to the lineup of these 2 holes here, these are the losing holes. These will actually both take the same path back to the storage in the very back. Then this winning hole will actually flow the opposite way down to the winning hole down here. So as you can see, that's parallel because there's a path, a ramp, that the gobstopper will fall down. Move this back, and as you can see, the whole entire board will actually come up. So you just pull that out like so. And so what happens is the rubber band, or the easiest thing to show you before I drop these gobstoppers, is these paths here. So the winning path, you go ahead and scoot it forward and see that's where that goes. And then the 2 losing paths will both fall down into this ramp down to the back. So even if you drop it in the middle, this is where the second level will drop, approximately there. As you can see, it's pretty obvious with the 2 losing holes where they will fall. So now to the flippers. Both flippers use the same mechanism. These flippers don't fall all the way up because otherwise it would be really hard to load the machine, which you'll see in just a sec, or the board. So these flippers in the back are just independent little flippers. They're both rubber band powered, and they're both independent, and they can be bumped and they will fling back to position. So this powers the bottom flipper here. This powers the inner flipper, so you can see that. And so these flippers are both bumped by these 2 independent pins here, or they're kind of separate from the actual board, so you can lift it. But these pins here, scoot it forward so you can see, these pins are what bump the flipper portions. So the rubber band power is all loaded into the board. And so what happens is these flippers will be pushed in, and then they will be springed back out like so, and that's how the flippers work. They will rest against here, so that's why the flippers don't stay all the way down. They have a little space for the ball to come behind, and then if you lose, the ball will of course fall down either one of these ramp or this ramp. And if you win, the ball will fall down this ramp. So that's all there really is to the mechanism of the whole machine. So you probably thought the 2 layers was quite complex, but really it's just 2 independent little flippers, and they're all powered by these little buttons down here. So that's pretty much all there is to the actual main board. And then now I'll go ahead and show you guys the storage system, since I have a pretty good angle on it here. You can see there's a lock here, so right now it's unlocked. So if I pull this out, it's freely moving. But if I actually take the axle portion and stick it in the hole in the back, which you can see is right here, you can twist. And if I twist it like that, pay attention closely to the section here, and so the drawer cannot move, as you can see. So I will go ahead and take that back out. So if I just stick this into the hole, you can see the locking function, and then the drawer is free to move when it's unlocked. The gobstoppers fall on the bottom, as you saw in the original video. Then the nickels will fall here, and that takes me back to the functionality of the gobstopper machine, where the nickels would fall through here and then into this top drawer. So that separates the nickels from your gobstoppers, and that's pretty much it for the mechanism of the machine. So I hope you guys could really enjoy and follow that mechanism video for my ultimate Lego pinball machine. And I hope you guys like the 2 layers. I thought that was quite an interesting technique and design. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.